If you believe that AI is going to replace the majority of software companies, you need to listen to this video. The number one reason why software companies are so valuable is because they have something that no other company can produce, and that is an infinite supply. Take something like a Microsoft license, like a Windows 11. Technically, Microsoft can create an infinite amount of Windows 11s out there as long as there's demand. That is something that no other company that sells a product can reproduce, because there's always some sort of overhead, there's always some sort of input required for any additional copy or any additional product that is being bought, especially when you try to scale. Yes, there's economies of scale that can make things cheaper the more you sell, but again, for a software company, that additional cost to produce an additional piece of good is virtually zero, and that does not exist. Now, a lot of people look at AI and say, well, hold on, AI is software, right? I can create a tool and I can use that tool indefinitely, and I could technically copy the tool and now my friend can use it and now I can sell it, and it's powered by AI, so it's really cool and it can do something that software can never do, because software cannot personalize the product or the good or the service exactly for my need. That's why I like my AI, and that's why I want to build tools just for myself, or maybe build tools that I can sell. Guys, you are missing the key piece when it comes to AI, and that is the token cost. We have already seen, when you look at the advancements in GPT, you look at the advancements in Claude, and you look at all these new models that are coming out, these models are marginally better than the previous models, but the cost associated with those models is significantly higher than the previous model. At what point do we say it is enough? Because guess what? Every time you update your software, your input cost, your token cost is going to go up because you're opting in for a better, more advanced model. So unlike software, the cost for an AI tool will always be higher than the cost for a software that is written and can simply just work without AI. Because guess what? If you're building something using AI, you probably need to use AI to debug it. You need to use AI to improve it. You need to use AI to improve security on it. And you're probably using AI for everything that has to do with the tool. You want to adjust the tool, you want to personalize the tool, you want to expand the tool, you're paying token cost. You have more and more input into that tool. Now, when you offer AI services or you offer an AI integrated into your tool, guess what's going to happen? The more users are going to use your tool, your token cost is going to skyrocket and is going to become more and more expensive. Well, here is another thing that you probably missed. Once competition comes into the market, which we will see competition for virtually any market, because you might have an edge today, but thanks to AI, that edge is probably closing in really fast. So my take on everything happening right now and all these software companies is that I believe that we're going to see a rotation from AI back into software, because these SaaS companies sitting on a gold mine, they can continue to sell copies, they can continue to sell their services because those services work. They don't need an AI integration. They don't need token costs. The software simply sits there for anyone to be purchased and multiplied indefinitely. That is the key difference, and that is something that no one actually calculates in, because everyone thinks that AI companies, people or companies that are using AI for building tools, are already better or just as good as the SaaS companies that have been created over decades. I think that is fundamentally wrong, and I want you guys to understand why, so you can position yourself and you can position your portfolio and take advantage of some of these, honestly, some of the drops that we have seen in SaaS, in software. Some companies look extremely juicy. They look really, really promising, and I think we're going to see those companies revive. We're going to see those companies grow, because a lot of people are starting to realize and will realize maybe AI isn't quite what we thought it would be, and maybe the cost is not going to be decreased that much. So SaaS might actually be pretty useful and actually pretty valuable. So why don't we rotate money back into those companies, because we're all starting to realize that those companies actually are worth quite a bit.